Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome. When I say everyone, I mean nobody. Right? I don't know what's going on today. Apparently, people are busy in this world, but welcome to the show. Yeah, I've been watching the news a lot lately, and I can't help but notice that we're all getting upset over politicians not following the rules. It's like a never-ending crap episode of the Real House members of Washington, D.C. But here's the thing. It ain't news, folks. It's just another day at the office for our elected officials. I mean, come on. When was the last time you heard about a politician actually following the rules? You're trying to find a unicorn at a petting zoo. It ain't going to happen. These guys and girls, whatever, have been bending and breaking the rules since the dawn of politics. And what's even more ridiculous, our collective outrage over it. We act as if this is some shocking revelation, like we just discovered water's wet. It's not shocking, folks. It's par for the course. Getting all worked up about this is like getting upset because your dog barked. It's what they do. Truth is, we've become desensitized to the antics of our politicians. We've seen it all before. We'll see it all again. It's like a never-ending loop of bad behavior, empty promises. So why bother getting outraged? It's like trying to stop a tsunami with a sandcastle. It ain't gonna work. But here's the kicker, folks. All this outrage, all this hand-wringing, all this pearl-clutching changes absolutely nothing. Sure, we'll have our moment of righteous indignation. We'll tweet a hot take. We'll argue with our friends and family about it, but in the grand scheme of things, it's all just noise. So here's my advice. Stop wasting energy on the same old story and start paying attention to something that actually matters. Real news is when something original happens, when something different happens. It's when we see politicians actually working together to get things done, like funding the military-industrial complex. I mean, Ukraine. Yeah. Anyway, let's face it, folks. Getting outraged over politicians not following the rules, it's like getting upset the sun rises in the east. It's time to focus on a bigger picture. It's our future at stake, and we deserve better than this circus. So let's save the outrage for when it actually counts. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee Nuance Show. Best censored commentary news show live right now. Flame on. Hey. So this is it. It is Monday, a new Monday. And yeah, lots of stories that we're going to get to today. Many stories we're going to get to today. All about politicians and being hypocrites. And yeah, nothing will change. It's not news. It's not news. It's not news. I do have one story that is news, but I got a number of stories. There's just kind of in this vein of politicians being hypocrites and outrage. Yeah. Yeah, I got a number of stories to get to today. Kind of that's the theme. And I'll end up with some good news. And an after show where I'll go through all of your comments. Although that might not take very long looking at the audience today. Anyway, it is what it is. But this is actually some exciting news, and the reason that this is news is because it's actually different. So let's get to that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Folks, I heard RFK Jr. is making a big announcement that'll create a sea change in American politics. He's been flirting with leaving the Democratic Party. I guess he's tired of a party that can't decide whether it wants to be a donkey or an elephant. Am I right? So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is hinting at a major political announcement that could change American politics. Speculation suggests he might leave the Democratic Party and run as an independent in the 2024 presidential election. Kennedy has expressed frustration with both major parties and plans to reveal more on October 9th in Philadelphia. The move comes after disputes with the DNC over nomination rules, leading him to consider alternatives. Despite his family's Democratic legacy, he's exploring the possibility of running independently or with another party. And this is actually the big news. This could actually change everything. It really could. And we hear that all the time. But all the time, it's not. It's just politics as usual. But what the DNC has been doing behind the scenes, and they've been changing rules, right? And we already know that the DNC is a private organization. They can nominate whoever the hell they want. That's what they said. We could meet in the back room, cigar smoke, and just decide who the nominee is. It really doesn't matter what the people choose. But now they're doing some nonsense like making Kennedy pay for primaries. Yeah. They're not having debates. They've changed all these rules into some crazy stuff like, oh, you want to campaign in New Hampshire? Well, then we're going to take your delegates in Georgia. I mean, just some real insane stuff that, frankly, is not covered by the news, so you wouldn't know that it's going on. But I think he is going to go around the mainstream news and directly to the American people. This has shades of how Trump did it years ago. He went around the mainstream news and just would tweet stuff. That's how he could reach the people directly. Well, Kennedy has been going on podcasts, all these different podcasts, which frankly get more viewers than the news does. I think he can go around the system. Now, the big question is he going to run as an independent? Or will he join an already established third party, such as the Libertarian Party? I know he's had talks with the Libertarian Party. I would think if he actually wants to win, he should go as a Libertarian, if they will allow him. Because in that case, he's already set up in all 50 states, right? The Libertarian Party is on the ballot in all 50 states. If he ran as an independent, there would be a whole lot of hoops to jump through to get on the ballot in all the states. In many states, that's very expensive, very time-consuming, and would waste a lot of resources. So my prediction is he will run on the Libertarian Party. It's going to be really exciting. And I think it's going to be hard to ignore. So that's kind of what I think the real news of the day is today. But let's get to some other news that's not quite as a big deal. Okay. This is it. Well. Yeah. Governor Newsom is making diversity hires left and right. First, he promises to appoint a black woman, and he delivers. Here's the kicker, folks. Laphonza Butler is the first black lesbian in Congress. She's making history, and here's the kicker. She's not even in California. She's been living in Maryland. Yeah. Anyway, California Governor Gavin Newsom will appoint Laphonza Butler, the president of Emily's List, to fill the late Senator Dianne Feinstein's seat. Butler will be the first out black lesbian in Congress and the sole black female senator in the U.S., making a historic appointment. His decision comes as Democrats hold a slim Senate majority. Butler's background includes working for Emily's List and Airbnb, as well as involvement in California politics and the labor movement. California will hold 2 Senate elections in November, one to complete Feinstein's term and another for a full 6-year term with primaries in March. Whoa. So, yeah. That's it. Laphonza there. Laphonza. You know, I know she has a last name, Butler, But when you got a name that unique, you know, you can just start going by the one word. I forget what that's called. You know, Cher and Madonna, Shakira, Laphonza. Right? So, yeah, he delivered. Black lesbian. Way to go, Newsom. You know, this would have been... He could have made this a positive thing, I think, by saying... If he told everyone, hey, I'm looking for the absolute best candidate who I think would be the best senator to represent California, and this is who I chose. But instead he said, anybody that's qualified that's not a black woman, I'm not even considering you. In a way, it's just really disrespectful, I believe, and a real put down to Laphonza. But yeah, that's it. I was wondering what he was going to do. There was all kinds of speculation. Was he actually going to appoint a black woman? And he did. He did. You know, there was some talk of like, oh, maybe he'll bring in Kamala Harris, give her the Senate seat. Well, that didn't happen. So, and the joke, and this is what ties into politicians, you know, following rules and all that kind of stuff. She had her residence listed as Maryland, okay? To be a senator in California. You would think if that were the case, if she were going to be senator, if you knew what you were doing, you might actually just change your listing to just say, oh, I live in California now. You shouldn't wait until the announcement happens and then go change your profile, then go change your LinkedIn for where your residence is. I don't know. But again, none of this matters. Why? Because the media, the corporate media, is not going to be concentrating on that point. Like, shouldn't we at least have someone living in California? No. That's not important, because all of this hypocrisy, political hypocrisy, is not news. It's standard operating procedure. It doesn't matter. So I shouldn't get outraged about it, because that's what they do. That's what they do. So you don't want to be Charlie Brown with Lucy pulling the football. They're hypocrites. All the time. Every day. Get used to it. You know? Anyway, we got another story about this. Here we go. Oh, this guy. Yeah. You know, folks, some are wondering if Representative Jamal Bowman is a liar or just really, really good at confusing emergency exits. I mean, pulling a fire alarm, thinking it's a door. Liar or stupid? My vote is on both. So, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has... there we go. Called for punishment against Representative Jamal Bowman after he pulled a fire alarm in the Capitol office building, comparing it to the January 6th riot. McCarthy believes the Ethics Committee should take the incident seriously and insist it should not go unpunished. Bowman has stated that his action was unintentional and that he activated the fire alarm while rushing to make a vote, apologizing for any confusion it caused. The U.S. Capitol Police and House Administration Committee are investigating the incident. So, this is I find it very hard to believe that this was an accident. They were trying to delay a vote, and he went out, took down the signs. There's video of this. Took down the signs stating the fire alarm, and then he pulled the fire alarm. It's all on video. Doesn't matter. Hypocrisy doesn't matter in politics. This is not going to be a story on on CNN. They're not going to make a big deal about it. He got away with it. That's what it is. They're hypocrites. They're all hypocrites. Republicans, Democrats, the entire system. And he can do something that, he essentially did exactly what they claimed the January 6 people were doing, which was he did something to delay a vote to interfere with Congress, right? That was the big deal. Well, some of those Proud Boys got over 20 years. This guy's not going to get a $20 fine. It's hypocrisy. You can't get outraged about it because that's just another day in America. So, yeah. Anyway, we got one more weird story to get to today. Just bizarre. Folks, in politics, it's all about the bird's eye view. Or in Nikki Haley's case, the birdcage view. I mean, Trump's campaign leaving a birdcage and bird food outside her hotel room. It's not politics. That's a Hitchcock remake waiting to happen. They say it's because Trump called her bird brain. Well, at least he's getting creative with his insults. Next thing you know, he'll be sending Ron DeSantis a meatball sub and a sanctimonious salad. Yeah, here's the story. Former President Donald Trump's campaign played a prank on Nikki Haley by leaving a bird cage and bird food outside her hotel room in Iowa. Referencing his bird brain nickname for her, Haley's campaign called this behavior weird, creepy, and desperate. Trump had previously criticized Haley on social media, and his latest incident comes as she's gained ground in 2024 Republican polling. Haley has refrained from consistently criticizing Trump, but has highlighted policy differences with him. Trump's still the front runner with a significant lead over other candidates like Ron DeSantis. Well, the interesting thing about this story, at least the interesting thing to me, is all of this, most of the stories when this came out just stated it as it was a fact. None of them stated that, like, the Trump campaign to confessed to this or confirmed this. It was just a fact. And so, many people were considering this like calling her Nikki Smollett, right? Like this was a fake stunt, right? Not only did they put the birdcage there, but then they also said this was MAGA country, right? in a reference to Jussie Smollett, his fake thing that happened last year. But I don't know. A couple of news sources say that the Trump campaign confirmed it. I tried looking it up. I haven't really seen confirmation, but I guess if they didn't do it, it would be, I would think that the Trump campaign would be denying it. So since they didn't deny it, at this point, it seems to be like they did it. I don't know the point. It's not really funny. It is kind of creepy. I mean, that's true. I don't know the point of it. I don't get it. But again, this really isn't news. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. I think if someone did that from my campaign, I'd fire them. I mean, that's odd behavior, but what do I know? What do I know? I'm here broadcasting to half a dozen people or something. So clearly I don't know how to market. And maybe they do with these with this stunt. So we'll have to see if anything comes about this. But lastly, I want to get to a safety issue. Oh, you know these, the one wheel? Yeah. All one-wheel electric skateboards have been recalled due to safety issues, including 4 reported deaths and numerous serious injuries between 2019 and 2021. The recall is prompted by a risk of the boards losing balance, potentially causing crashes, resulting in injury or death. Future Motion, the maker of One Wheel, initially resisted the recall, but is now cooperating. They plan to release a firmware update with safety alerts and emphasize the importance of wearing safety gear. Because that's what people do when they're out having fun, is they always make sure to load up and have all their safety gear on. Anyway, I think they're cool. I like these one-wheel things. I have not ridden one, but I do ride a longboard every day. Can't be that different. I think they're cool. I like them. I've seen people ride them around. Yeah, that's the thing. When you have, I would say for everyone, right? Don't have on automatic updates, right? It sounds like something happened with the firmware of the app connected to the One Wheel, and they've been having issues with it. So a firmware update should fix it. Again, I fall for this all the time. I try to update. You know, everything's working perfectly, my little system here, and then I update it, and then it all goes to hell. You know, so just beware of the updates. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But you probably don't want to do the update on the first day, because there's always issues with that. Anywho, I guess I got to have some good news today. So let's get to the final good news of the day. Yeah. 2023, there'll be an annual solar eclipse in the United States on October 14th, creating a ring of fire effect. It'll be visible in the Northwest and throughout the continental U.S. Special eyewear is necessary for safe viewing. In October, there's also going to be Hunter's Moon or Harvest Moon, depending on which old 70s songs you like. And several meteor showers, a whole bunch of different meteor showers, offering chances to see shooting stars. So that's pretty cool. I was thinking about the last time that I went down when we had the solar eclipse here in Oregon. I drove down into wine country and got to a place, and I have my little glasses for that. A couple of years ago. But wow, how time flies, because I think it was probably 6 years ago was the last time I went to an eclipse thing. I think they're fun, and this is something that you could look forward to. I think it's a good thing to hang out with some people. You go to wherever they're having it. Often it'll be out in the country somewhere. You set up a picnic tent. You know, bring some wine. You hang out, and you get ready for the 15 minutes of the eclipse. There's a lot of anticipation, and then it's, I don't know, it's okay. Something you don't see every day. It's original, and that's what makes it news. It doesn't happen all the time, unlike politicians being hypocrites. So, but I think it's a fun thing to take the kids to, and it's also something that you can really ponder if the Earth is flat with the eclipse. Try to work that out. And then you might conclude that the Earth is actually round. So, anyway, that's the good news that I have. Stick around for the after show. I'll go through all 4 comments or whatever. Anyway, hope you all have a beautiful day. I'll see you on Wednesday with a big idea. Until then, peace. Thanks for sticking around. All you wonderful people. I appreciate you more than you realize. We've got a couple people watching. Anyway. For whatever reason, no comments on the Rumble today. What's up, Rumble? Rumble Gang, hashtag Rumble Gang. People will watch the Rumble show afterwards, so I guess it's not that important that I go live. Not a whole lot of people hanging out. Natasha, Harewood Steven, they're all checking in. What's up? Meritocracy is dead, Tom. Yeah, I know. That's the point. I get it. And the point that I was trying to make is that we shouldn't be outraged about this stuff. Like, it's every day that this is happening. That might give Hank Johnson a run for his money in the stupid Olympics. Hank Johnson was the one that thought Guam was going to sink from the number of people on it. That was so cringe. Hank Johnson. I remember hearing that, and that was just insane. Where's Hank Johnson from? Oh, he's actually a congressman. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's... Wow. Wow. Well, that's the thing. I don't think anybody can actually believe that he didn't know what he was doing. I mean, he's lying. Bowman is lying about pulling the fire alarm. Clearly, he's lying. He was a school principal. He knows what fire alarms do. And if he can't... I don't buy it. It's okay. I mean, he's in Congress, right? So that's what you do when you're in Congress, is you lie. Like, that's your job. But no one's buying it. Doug said he left a few comments in Rumble. I think the thing is, Doug, on Rumble is they have a live chat, and then there is the non-live, like the video chat. And I think sometimes I've seen your messages and they come through, like, not on the live chat, but on the other chat. So I'm looking at it right now. I'm not seeing your chat on my webpage. So perhaps that's what it is. I don't know. It gets confusing. So I'm sure I'll see your wait, check the comment section instead of live. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. That's the issue. Is I'm looking at... let's see. Let me refresh. Oh, wow. Yeah, there are comments on here. Testing. Would have been funny if sprinkler system went off. Yeah, that would be funny. I've convinced my ex to vote for Kennedy instead of Biden. She's a Trump hater, probably because I'm for Trump. Well, that will do it sometimes. And you think Harris will be unemployed come 2024? No. I think Kamala will get paid off quite well. They will give her... She'll become president of Columbia or something like that, university. They'll give her something at a university, at a big Ivy League school, probably. Or maybe one in California. But, a big-name school, they'll give her chancellorship or something like that. And they'll put her on a couple boards of, maybe she'll join the board of Pfizer, right? Or Raytheon or BlackRock or something. She'll get paid off well. So, yeah. And Doug says, I'm with you, stupid liar. Absolutely. He is a stupid liar. So you can... See, that's the thing, and this is a concept that I've been working on for a while. Sometimes it's not one or the other. Sometimes both things can be true. So, yeah. Let's see. Bowman has a doctorate in education. There's absolutely no way he didn't know it was a fire alarm. He absolutely knew it was a fire alarm. Yeah. And basically what he did was the same thing they're accusing all the Jan 6 people of. So, you know, if they put him away for 20 years, I would say that that's wrong as well. I think that that's wrong as well. Because I think what they did to the people on Jan 6, putting them away for years is just wrong. So they'd be wrong if they did it to him too. It would be consistent, but Washington, D.C. is not consistent. She will get some... yeah, she's going to definitely get a job. He's got an... okay, yeah. That's all being said, he knew. That all being said, he knew. I agree with you, Balinor. He 100% knew. We can't read minds like we should, but if you believe that explanation, if you believe his explanation, I need to talk to you about some property that I have for sale. It's in some swampland, but don't worry about it. It's going to be real nice. So be sure to hit me up for that. Anyway, I don't know. I feel weird today. It's just been a weird day. I am really excited about this Kennedy announcement because I think that this could really change the entire thing about this election. And that's the thing is news, when you hear a news story, right? It should be, when you hear a news story, like you hear a story and you go, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right. You hear something else, yeah, that sounds right. Oh, they're doing that? Oh, that sounds about right. It's when things are shocking, when things are different, when things are original, that's when it should actually be news. Because everything else is just par for the course. I tell you what, though, and this is my prediction. If RFK Jr. runs as a libertarian, that will show me, in my opinion, that he has very good political instincts. And if he runs as an independent, his instincts aren't as good as I may have originally thought. There was a fun video from him over the weekend. I wish I had it. I just thought of it now. Where I guess he was raising money, and part of it is he did a backflip off of a short cliff into the ocean. Really cool. Really cool. I'll have that for you on Wednesday. That was really cool. Wait, how is Bobby Kennedy being a hypocrite? I didn't say he was. Yeah, I do have beachfront property in Arizona and some in New Mexico as well for sale. So hit me up with that. No, I'm not saying that Bobby Kennedy is being a hypocrite. The point that I was making is that there's a whole lot of hypocrisy, and that's not really news. So like the Bowman story today, not really news. The fact that Gavin Newsom nominated someone that doesn't even live in California, it's not really news because that, like, the rules don't apply to them. That's the way that it works, right? The rules don't apply to the people that are in sync with the permanent DC class, right? Rules don't apply to them. RFK Jr. is doing something outside of the established, of what the establishment thinks is okay. And so that's the news. I wasn't saying that he's a hypocrite at all. Although, I mean, we all have some hypocrisy. I'm saying I'm pretty excited about this, and that's actually news as opposed to Bowman pulling the fire alarm, which is like, it's just it's dumb, it's made up, he's a liar, everybody's a hypocrite about it, but in the end, it's not really that important. Whereas the RFK Jr. story, that could be massive. That could be a massive change for politics in this country. So, anyway, if I wasn't clear, probably didn't clear it up now either. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'll be back on Wednesday with a big idea, and perhaps I'll be thinking a little bit clearer. I can express myself a little better. Anyway, I hope you all are doing awesome. Until then, peace.